Yo, what's good, everybody? Gonna have the beers with Barton. It is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Yeah, that's right. November's almost over. Thanksgiving is 9 days from now, so it's happening. It's happening. Well, I know I did one of these a couple days ago, Sunday, and it was around being thankful, which is still very relevant. I am very thankful for a lot of things. Like I have some vacation coming up next week, and I'll be at the beach with my besties and my family. So really looking forward to that. I'm thankful for, obviously, the Niners winning. Thankful for Potter. He's pretty cool. Thankful that the Tar Heels game's on right now. That's great. Thankful that Jess and McKayla are at dance, not because I want them to be gone, but sometimes it's nice to have the house to yourself and some quietness. But I really just want to do another video because there's a bit of a milestone that happened today. So McKayla started driver's ed, and the way they do it in North Carolina is when you're 14 and a half, you're eligible to do the first step of driver's ed, which is all online training. You watch videos and you read stuff. I think there was 13 chapters or units, they call them, and it's like, signs, right of way, defensive driving, the dangers of drinking and driving, who knows. So you go through all these, and then all online, and then you take a quiz at the end of every chapter or unit. You gotta get at least an 80, so 8 out of 10. And then when you're done with all those units, then you have to take a final test, which is really just prepping you for your permit test, written exam. And you have to do that, and it's 100 questions, and you get twice to do it. You can fail once and, still take it a second time. So you have to be 14 and a half. So McKayla was eligible in August. But it's like your age, like the middle of the month or the beginning of the month. And she's, February 10th. So she wasn't eligible August. So it was going to be September, which school had just started. She was doing cheer too much. October, same thing, crazy. So Jessica got her in a spot for this month, November. So it was November, what's today? The 18th, like I just said, almost 2 weeks tonight. So like November 5th, right? They give you 2 weeks and 2 days to finish it. So these chapters or units, McKayla averages about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, somewhere shorter. So let's just say an average of an hour. So 13 hours, maybe 15 total. And she did the test tonight, which took another 2. So you're 15 to 20 hours worth in 2 weeks. And that's why she's still going to school and all that stuff. So she got the availability to the class almost 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday. She was excited about it because she wanted to start it in August. And so she jumped in on that Wednesday. Jess and I went to dinner, so she was home with some freedom and finished 3 chapters that night. We were gone for a couple hours. Great. Didn't do any Thursday. Did one Friday, and then maybe one over the weekend. So she was 5 in like a couple days. I'm like, wow, she's got like 2 weeks. She's over a third of the way done. This is great. Well, then she didn't do any for the next week. Part of it was she had a lot of homework and catching up, and she did some activities. Pop, relax on the licking. She does some youth group stuff, so she was busy, but we're still working on time management. We get it. Didn't do anything through the weekend, really. Last weekend before last. So, almost a week had passed, week and a half, and she still hadn't done anything. So we're like, hey, this past weekend, we got to grind a little bit. We don't have anything planned. You're going to have to get some stuff done. So she did a couple units on Friday before we went and did something. Saturday, she did a few more, kind of a knock it out, drag it out fight, but she got some done. So she was like 9 or 10 done by Saturday. So Sunday after church, we came home and she knocked it out in the afternoon before we went and had dinner with my in-laws. So she was done, 13 units, right? Chapters, whatever you want to call it, in a week and a half. And so we're pretty happy. We're like, great, you just have your final test. Cool, you can do it tomorrow, Monday. Study a little bit, it's fresh. Well, she didn't do it yesterday. She was doing a little bit of homework, and I don't know what else she was doing before youth group, but she didn't do it. So we said, hey, Tuesday, you got to do it for two reasons. One is it's due Friday, so only a couple more days. But also, if you do happen to fail it for whatever reason, then you need time to make sure you study or whatever you need to do to take it your second time, because that's your last chance. You're only allowed one. It's done through school. So if you fail, you can never do it again, and then we would have to pay for private, classes to do it. So which we would have been very upset about, because it was very, very affordable through the school. It's not very affordable privately. So anyways, so I got home from the office today, and she was kind of chilling. I said, hey, let's do your test. Why don't you come downstairs and do it? And she wasn't thrilled, but begrudgingly came down at like 4:45. Started doing it. They had to leave for dance by 7. It took her almost 2 hours to do. It's 100 questions. You got to get 80% or higher. She got 95, so it was pretty awesome. I think it took longer than she expected, so hopefully she's kind of starting to learn that things don't go as quick as you think, and you can't put them off to the last day, especially this weekend. It was due Friday by midnight, but she's going away to a summer camp or a winter retreat. On Friday, she leaves after school. So she really only had yesterday, which she didn't use, today before dance, tomorrow before youth group, or Thursday before dance. So it's kind of like you got to get it in just in case, you do fail. We didn't expect her to, but you never know. You got to plan for these things. So she finished it. She sat herself down here. She had the TV on, but she grinded through it, got a 95. Super proud of her. It's obviously the first step now. They'll do some instructor training in the next, whenever they can get it scheduled. And then if she does well enough in that, I don't know if they got to pass or fail. I think it's just doing the timing. And then she'll take the permit test on her birthday, or, sometime after. And if she passes that test, she'll have her permit. And then they have to drive, I think, 70 hours from 15 permit to 16 when you take the driving test. And it's like 70 hours, 50 hours can be whenever, 10 hours has to be nighttime, and 10 hours freeway or something like that, or maybe it's 60. I'm not sure about the freeway yet. But anyways, she's still trying to figure out time management, just getting stuff done. And, weekends are not meant to be doing stuff you don't want to do. You do school all week, right? Just like I do work all week. I don't want to do something unfun during the weekend, but a lot of times that's what happens. But she did it. I know she was relieved, even though she may not want to admit it, that she wanted to do her own way. But she figured it out. She got it done. Super proud of her. I could tell there's relief. So I've taken her driving a couple times in a parking lot. Nothing too crazy, nothing fast, but just getting her used to the car and stuff. She's not scared to drive. She listens very well, which is one of the maybe only things she kind of listens completely to. And caught on really quick. Felt comfortable. So she was driving my old truck pretty comfortably. So yeah, so for the next couple months, I'll be driving with her as much as we can, find time, including the instructor. And then we'll probably be looking for her to find her first car, soon, or around her permit that she gets, so she can get used to driving in a car that she'll be driving for the next couple of years. So that's where we're at. It happened faster than I thought, to be sure. I don't feel like I'm old enough to have a high schooler, let alone someone's about to drive, but she's excited. I know she felt accomplished. She was kind of smiling. You could tell there was some relief there. She's a little bit like me, where she holds her feelings and emotions inside, and doesn't get too high or too low until she explodes. Don't know where she got that from, but I could tell she was relieved it was done. So we'd stop nagging her, I'm sure. But also just, step one of many to get your driver's license. But she's excited. She wants to drive. She wants her freedom. I get it. So we're proud of her. So just continuing the theme, being thankful that, she got it done. She got it done in time. She's looking forward to her weekend retreat. I know Jess and I are actually as well. We actually going to go see one of our favorite comedians, Nate Bargatze, is coming here to Charlotte on Friday. So we're going to go with some friends, actually worst best friend and my BFF, and some other friends on Friday. We were going to try to go to dinner before, don't have enough time because we got to take her to drop her off. And we just won't have enough time before the show, but still going to spend time with them. Saturday, we can do whatever we want. Hopefully I get to play basketball, but do whatever we want. Then we're going to go see my father-in-law, Jess's dad's band play at a brewery down in South Charlotte on Saturday evening at 6. And then we pick her up Sunday night. But just really thankful that, you always want to give your kids more than you had. And I feel like McKayla has a lot of opportunities. Jess and I have worked really hard to give them to her. And sometimes I feel like she doesn't realize how many opportunities she has, but they only know what they know, and also maybe doesn't appreciate it. But I know she does. She's such a good kid. She's a straight A student. She's joined a club at school that she's like a business club, doing cheer. She's got a competition in a couple weeks, dance. So she's a great kid, man. She's just a teenage kid trying to figure out who she is and what she wants to be, and who she wants to hang out with. And she's navigating a lot of this stuff. And for the most part, she's making a lot of good decisions. And she's doing really good stuff. It's just, as a parent, the hardest thing that you have to do as a parent is to raise your child, who you cannot live without, to be able to live without you. That's a quote that I've read a lot. So you have to prepare them to be adults. You have to prepare them to live without you. You have to prepare them for this world, this crazy, scary, evil world. And if you don't, it's a disservice. You gotta let the little chick fly the coop, leave the nest, little birdie leave the nest, whatever it's called. I don't care. It's stupid, all of it. But you don't want to. You want to hold on. But it's a disservice to them. You have to let them learn what this world's about and how to navigate it without you. And so letting them do this type of stuff and do other things and make decisions and who they're going to spend time with, although you have to monitor and make sure that they're not surrounding themselves, because you are who you surround yourself with. But it's crazy. Jess and I have been together for 25 years of our life, been married for over 20 now. And feels like yesterday I met Jess, and it also feels like a lifetime, which it is. And to see our sweet little princess growing up into a young woman and getting ready to learn how to drive. She's in high school. We're talking colleges, what we want to do. It's overwhelming at times. It's exciting and also scary. So, but anyways, I know I'm rambling, but just kind of a milestone. It may seem small because it's just, it's online, you're at home. McKayla, come do this. Come on, you got to get this done. Like, you're just going through the motions, but it is a big milestone. You accomplish something, and you're taking that first step towards another step, another milestone towards adulthood. So we're proud of her. I know she's relieved. She's proud of herself. She should be, even though she did and does do a lot of stuff her way, which, hey, everyone's got to figure out their own way. She did it. We're proud of her, and it's just cool and scary all at the same time. So cheers to that proud dad moment. Small milestones, but I'm of the mind of that we should, you should celebrate small life accomplishments. Not everything to where it gets, I woke up today, I should, go get breakfast. Like, no, I mean, there's some stuff you just got to do. It's life, it's hard, it sucks, but whatever. But like stuff like this, I think it's cool enough. So she asked to go get Starbucks, and I said, yeah, finish your test. I'll take you to get Starbucks before dance. It took almost 2 hours, which I didn't know how long it would take. I don't think she did. So it was like almost 6:30 when it was done. I said, hey, don't have time to go get you Starbucks. We made her dinner so she could eat while she's doing her test. I said, but I got to run to the store to grab a few things. Let me just get you something, just a small celebration before and or after dance. What do you want? Anything. So she picked out her favorite thing. I went and grabbed it while she got herself ready for dance, and she was happy. She smiled. It was good engagement, and she enjoyed it. When I got home, had about 15 minutes before they left. So I don't know, man, just small things like that. I said I'd get her Starbucks tomorrow after her cheer practice before youth group. And I don't know, just little things like that I think are great. They're moments we can connect and say, hey, look, you accomplished something that is in addition to your normal school and cheer and dance, school that you have to do, cheer and dance that you've chosen, and whatever else you want to navigate through. But this is something that, you have to put in this work. Driving's a privilege, not a right. And she accomplished it. I think it's kind of cool, and I'm proud of her, and I love her very much. And we should celebrate these types of things in life, because life can get hard and can get monotonous. And every day you wake up early and you go to work, you go to school, and it's like just another day. What are we working towards sometimes? But these small things are fun to celebrate. And I was happy that she was happy, and just a small one of her favorite ice cream treats that she was so excited about. She hadn't had in a while. Her and Jessica, of course, because Jessica likes her sweets. We just hung out and talked for 5 or 10 minutes before she went to dance, and just told her how proud I was, and she was happy. So I don't know, proud dad moment. It may seem small to others. Others will really understand it, but it's just cool. I enjoyed tonight. Work's a grind, kicks my butt every day. But moments like tonight, the 5 or 10 minutes I got was just made my day. Made the other 8, 9, 10, 12 hours just worth it, man. So anyways, cheers. Cheers to McKayla. Sycamore, Tropical Kush, 7.0. This is a beer that came out a year or two ago. And, been one of my favorites. It's just such a good beer. I wouldn't say it's seasonal, but they had it out for a while, and they didn't make it, and then it came back, and they didn't make it again. And it is just a sipper, easy drinker, or a guzzler. So cheers. Congrats to McKayla. You accomplished something. We're proud of you. We love you. Can't believe you're going to be behind the wheel legally here before we know it. And your first car is going to be probably nicer than the current truck that I drive, although I love my truck, but definitely nicer than my first 3, 4, 5 vehicles that I bought. So enjoy, kid. This one's to you. Oh, that's a good beer. Not my greatest pour. All right, I gotta wrap this up. Another terrible pour. So not only being thankful for things, but celebrating the small things. Those are fun. Do it. Celebrate the small things. Grab the 5 or 10 minutes you can with your kids, your loved ones. Hopefully, you are able to spend time with, your loved ones. This Thanksgiving, especially. Take some time off work, out of the monotonous day-to-day. We all need it. We got to recharge our batteries. And just be thankful. And hopefully we're thankful for the Niners spanking the Panthers on Monday night at Levi Stadium, because, Panthers fans have got a little too excited, a little too big for their britches at 6-5, although they're overachieving. So anyways, again, congratulations, McKayla. Step 1. Proud of you, kid. I'm really proud of you. Cheers. Tropical Kush. Until next time.